Hello there, my dears, and welcome. So happy that you're here today. I'm happy to be with you. And here we are. For me, it's week 8 of being home alone. And I feel a little bit on an upswing, actually. And what I've noticed is how critical it has been for me throughout this entire time to really honor the commitments I've made to myself, specifically around my rituals, my routines, my non-negotiables. And so I just really want to share that with you, that I have, really been able to rely on my meditation practice, my journaling practice, and my hiking. Those are the 3 things more than ever that I'm experiencing are helping me really stay grounded, stay connected. And, the journaling, I will say, has been really important during this time for me to really be able to connect with how I'm feeling. And I find that it's so important right now to be able to access the truth of what I feel instead of trying to push it away or instead of trying to numb it out. So to be able to express fear, express anger, express sadness, express missing, express the happiness that I also feel. So, I'm just here to say that if you don't currently have a daily practice that reconnects you to you, I highly encourage you implementing one, because it's going to become a touchstone to help you through these days. And in fact, through every day. I mean, I've been meditating for years, but I'm noticing that right now I'm so grateful that I've already have this practice in place. And if you have a practice in place like that, awesome, lean on it right now. And if you don't, it's never too late. Now is a great time to make sure that you've got the practice in place. So what I want to talk about today is my brand new, hot off the press, hot off the internet press, my brand new freebie, which is called Your Updated Operating Manual, the building blocks for your liberated life. The new building blocks, let me say, the new building blocks for your liberated life. And I am so excited that I have put this together for you, because it really incorporates, first of all, it incorporates what I have, that you've probably heard me say a million times, what I call my transformation equation, that is change equals vision plus choice plus action. And in order for change to happen, we have to have a vision, we have to make a different choice and take a different action. That's the only way anything's going to change. And then what supports that transformation equation is accountability, connection, community, and commitment. And so what's beautiful is we've got all of that right here and transformed together. So we've got everything you need to set you up for success on the path of the life you're creating for yourself. So part of the reason I wanted to call it Your Updated Operating Manual is that, I really do think that there have been times in my life, for sure, and you've probably had an experience yourself of like, how many times have you said to yourself, I wish there was a manual to help me get the life I want. I wish there was a manual for this. And so I thought, I'm going to create the Updated Operating Manual, because, and the reason behind this is that I look at this as the more clear and honest and truthful we are with ourselves, the deeper connections we're going to be able to have with the people in our community, with the people who we want to be connected with. Because I often will say, especially around setting boundaries, that I look at setting boundaries as the way that we give people pieces of our puzzle, or we give them pages from our operating manual. And so it got me thinking that if we're going to be giving people pages from our operating manual to help them understand us better and to help them know us better, hey, we better know ourselves first. So I have created this guide to take you through, 4 different building blocks. And with each building block, there is a short exercise that you can do to help you gain some clarity. So I'm going to talk about this in just a moment, a little bit more, but I just want to say a quick hello. Hey, Sweet Reenie. Hi, Janice. Hey, Linda. Hi, Nilu. Hi, Teresa. Hey, Linda. Welcome, welcome. So the four building blocks that we're working with in here are telling the truth to yourself. This is building block 1. And I will say that it has been a through line throughout all of my work, throughout all of my books, throughout my own personal story, and throughout the story of clients who I coach. Because here's the deal. When we don't tell ourselves the truth, we create chaos in our lives. And I really want you to hear that, and I want you to take a moment to think about the ways in which you perhaps even currently are creating chaos in your life because you're avoiding a truth. I believe that we know the truth, that the truth is sort of nesting inside of us, and the truth has been whispering, and we've been shooing it away. And what happens when we shoo away that truth is it gets louder and louder, and it really ultimately demands our attention, and it's going to show up in self-sabotaging ways. Like I said, when we don't tell the truth to ourselves, first and foremost, we're creating chaos. And so the self-sabotage will come in. It might show up as illness. It might show up in many different ways. And the first thing I want you to be able to ask yourself is, where am I not listening to the truth? Where am I not listening to the truth that's actually happening inside of me? How am I avoiding that truth? You know, I talk a lot about our avoidance strategies. So what are the things that I gravitate toward so that I don't have to feel or deal? And so you want to start looking at, what are your numbing out habits? What are your strategies so that you can avoid feeling or dealing? And how can you bring yourself back to the truth? So as part of this guide, I've got an exercise for you in here. All the exercises are really short. I don't want to bog you down, but I want to give you the feeling of being able to make some real progress in the excavation of what's happening for you. So there's an exercise around telling yourself the truth in the guide. Let me say some more hellos here. Hang on. Hi, Barbara. Let's see. Hi, Yvette. Good morning. Hey, Robin. Hi, Tamara. Hi, Michaela. Hi, Daisy, Natasha, Carly. Hey, Chris. Howdy. I like it, howdy. I say howdy all the time, Carly. I like that you wrote that. Okay, so that's the first building block, is telling yourself the truth. The second building block is grow your self-worth. So this is so critical. You know, once you're willing to tell yourself the truth and you have your vision of who you want to be firmly in place, then it's time to overcome the obstacles and grow your self-worth. We have this idea that our worth and value is often tied to something outside of us. And I want to tell you that we've got it backwards. So the conversation about self-worth is an inside job. And the more we exercise our creativity and our confidence and our courage, the more self-worth we will be able to grow. So it's sort of a cycle. The more worthy we feel, the more we step into our confidence and courage, and the more confidence and courage, the more we begin to feel worthy. So this is really an opportunity to reparent yourself and reframe what you know about self-worth so you can step into what you fully desire and deserve. So again, in the guide, there is a short exercise to take you through your self-worth, how to grow your self-worth. Hey, Denise. Hi, Christiana. Next, the third building block is permission to put yourself first. And this, of course, is near and dear to my heart. And a couple of things I want to say about this is first, to understand life is not a zero-sum game. So if you have, it does not mean someone else goes without. And if someone else has, it does not mean that you go without. Putting yourself first doesn't mean you disregard everyone else. Putting yourself first simply means that you're willing to consider yourself at least as much as you consider everyone else. That's the baseline I want you to begin with. Be willing to consider yourself and your own needs at least as much as you consider everyone else. Bring yourself on par. That's the baseline. Then it's about being able to give yourself permission to consider your needs more. So to consider your needs more than everyone else's. And if you have a little voice inside of you that's saying, isn't that selfish? I'm happy to say that it is. And I'm also happy to remind you that selfish, self-love, and self-care are three sisters whose job it is to support you in honoring yourself. It's time to reframe selfish so that you can actually begin giving yourself what you need. And then the next step, and this is really sort of the boundary ninja move, is being able to consider your needs first before you consider other people. So again, if you are someone who has your antenna and your attention locked on the people outside of you, if you are in your mind constantly thinking about what does he or she need, what do they want, what do they think, it's time to bring the attention and the spotlight on the inside of you. What do I think? What do I want? What do I need? So that you can consider your own needs first and then use that as your compass. Use that as your guidance system. That's your GPS here. What you need. That's the way that you then go into making your choices and your decisions. So again, I really want to stress this because often when I talk about putting yourself first, what people hear is, oh, I could never do that because that means that I would be being irresponsible or disrespectful or ignoring someone else. Not what I'm saying. It's a both and. You get to care for yourself and care for others. So in the updated operating manual, there is, again, a short exercise around permission to put yourself first. Let's see. Christiana, definitely an inside job. Yes. Yvette, wow, this is some good stuff already. Reparent yourself is so important in healing and growing. Yes, great. I realized I didn't even alert you to the link, but the link is in the caption. So it's nancylevin.com/manual, and it is totally free. So this is a total freebie. I'll even just go ahead and pop it into the comments too so that you've got it in there. But it's a total free manual that I want you to have because I want you to be equipped with the tools you need to make the changes you want. Sarah, I learned that from your summit talk. Oh yes, awesome, good. The Hay House You Can Heal Your Life Summit is still going on. You can look in the Transform Together Facebook group. There's been several posts in there with the link. That is also free right now. It's going on for a few more days, and I'll let you guys know because it ends, I think, it ends soon, but they're going to do a full replay of the whole summit starting on this coming Saturday. So if you're not already in there, get in for free. You can access the summit for free, and they're doing a big replay starting on Saturday. Let's see. Hey, Beth. Hi, sweet Pat. Sarah, super hard habit to change. Because I wasn't looking at this in real time, Sarah, will you, I'm assuming what you're talking about is putting everyone else ahead of you. I'm going to make that assumption. And I might be wrong, but I think that's what it is. And I'm not saying it's not hard. So listen, I'm not saying that this is easy. Let me first say that. I'm not saying any of this is easy. I'm saying it's possible, because here's the deal. If I can do it, so can you. I was the biggest people pleaser, peacekeeper, conflict avoider, not rock the boater, gold star chaser you could ever imagine for decades of my life. Until this last decade, until the last 10 years. You know, I often say in 2010, I set my life altering boundary. And in 2020, I want to support you in doing the same thing. Janice, this is reminding me of what you said the other day. You choose the relationships and you don't wait to be chosen. Yes, Janice, I, for one, love that you have grabbed onto this concept, because it is so critical. And I think especially for women, even though I don't love to sort of go into the stereotypes, but for the most part, we spend so much energy wanting to be chosen. We want to package ourselves to be digestible to someone else. We want to contort ourselves into someone that we think someone else is going to pick. And I want to remind you that you get to pick and you get to choose. This is not about waiting to be picked or chosen. This is not about becoming someone who someone else would pick or choose. This is about you being discerning about the ways in which you want to be in connection with someone and choosing the people in your life very carefully. This is why I often say, when we're talking about boundaries, and we're going to go into that because that, of course, is the fourth building block. When we're talking about boundaries, most people tend to think of boundaries as constricting, restricting, constrictive. And I think of boundaries as expansive, because our boundaries support us in carefully choosing and consciously curating what we want to bring into our lives. I really want you to get that. Hi, Risa. Sarah, yours was amazing. I listened twice. Oh, cool. About the summit. Awesome. And then you're saying that you're happy that it's replaying. Good. And you're also telling me that I got it right, what you were mentioning before. Yes, not easy, but possible and worth it. And thank you, sweet Rini, for popping in the summit link here too. Hey, Jen. Nice to see you here. Teresa, yep, true. I used to be pick me, not today. Woohoo, yay. I love that, Teresa. That makes me so happy. Okay, and then the fourth building block, dun, 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 no big surprise, set boundaries that stick. And again, this has been a through line of my work from the beginning, because I had no boundaries. I didn't even know what a boundary was. I didn't even know I was allowed to have a boundary. And I would imagine many of you resonate with that. So, you know, I really have come to see that, first of all, I believe that my freedom is giving myself permission and being able to express my truth without fear. And boundaries are the bridge to that freedom. And when we set healthy boundaries, we are, first of all, letting ourselves know that we're willing to show up for what's important. You know, myself know I'm willing to show up for what's important to me. I can trust me. That's the first piece around boundary setting. It's really about, how can I trust me? I have to locate me first, figure out what are those limits I want to set around what I will or will not do, tolerate, accept, what's okay, what's not okay. I've got to locate all that. And then I have to really make a decision. Is this between me? Well, first of all, our boundaries are always, my boundaries are always between me and me first and foremost, even if they involve another person. But I get to then make a choice around, is this a boundary that needs to be expressed, that needs to be verbalized, that needs to be shared? And then we get to go into, and I handle all of this in my book, Setting Boundaries Will Set You Free. You get scripts, you get a step-by-step process around how to be able to set boundaries, how to identify, how to do your boundary inventory, how to set your beginner boundaries to up to your bottom line boundaries. But what I'm talking about here is first and foremost, the baby step of the setting the boundaries are really understanding that boundaries are a really natural evolution for creating a life in alignment with your truth. It's the way. So I've also got an exercise in here around setting boundaries that stick. Let's see. Robin, it's always so wonderful when you say that we can choose ourselves first. I'm learning to stop jumping up when a family member needs me and say, I'm in the middle of something. I will see about that later. Love that. Hi, Adriana. Nice to have you here. Hi, Olivier. I'll watch the replay. Thanks for sharing, of course. And Adriana, the boundaries so help to build and maintain trust in our relationships. Exactly. Hey, Rhonda. Hi, Alyssa. Jen, consciously curating. I love when you say that. Thank you. Daisy, I wasn't feeling well yesterday, so I had to not engage and set a boundary to take care of myself. I'm thinking, geez, Daisy, why don't you do that when you're feeling well? Shake my head. I am getting better, but I'm a work in progress. I love that. Listen, I love that you had the awareness. I love that you were even able to have the recognition of, hey, I could do this when I'm feeling good. This reminds me, and I'll just sort of add this in here because it's sort of like a perfect thing to say. It's a perfect segue. You know, we often wait. We wait till we're not feeling well. We wait till we're sick. We wait till there's a crisis. And, you know, we're in a period of crisis. And I've been saying all along that I do think that this particular time period is illuminating for us changes that we've wanted to make in the past, but haven't had the courage or confidence to do so. And now this time is sort of becoming a catalyst for us to look at things different, to recognize, hey, what have I got to lose? Or, hey, I don't want to actually, there's all this talk of, you know, getting back to normal. And we all know that there is no back to normal. There's going to be something new that emerges from this time. How do I want to emerge new from this time is the question that I think we should be asking ourselves. So who do I want to be as I emerge? And in looking at that, we're also saying, you know, yeah, what have I got to lose? If not now, when? All of that kind of stuff right now. And something that has really sort of, you know, hit home in the last week or so, and if you guys caught my Facebook Live last week, I had my sister on as a guest, and if you didn't catch it, it's on the page. You were talking about how at the beginning of this, you know, everyone was sort of relating to this pandemic and stay-at-home phase as, you know, it's vacation, or it's, you know, time out of time, or it's time that doesn't count. And the truth of the matter is that this is our life. So this is our life, and this is what our life looks like right now, but it certainly counts. I want you to really pay attention to that. It really counts. Michaela, I'm working through your wonderful book right now, learning so much about how I gave my power away. I feel you. I get it. Hi, Holly. Sarah, I found that by learning about my boundaries, I've become aware of other people's boundaries that I've stepped on. Beautiful. Yes, it makes us more compassionate. Hi, Morgan. Hi, Beth. And Robin is saying, there are some gifts of time and self-reflection in this crazy time. We will come out better if we make the choice to use this time wisely. Absolutely. And you know, something else that I'll share, because I also think it's pertinent to what's happening right now and boundaries. So there's much being talked about in terms of the world opening up. And there are many people on different sides of the fence about, should we stay shut down? Should we be opening? There's, you know, it runs the gamut. That's not even the point. The point is that you have a really powerful choice here to make around your discernment of what is okay for you. So even if your whole city opens up and you still want to shelter in place, that's your choice. Even if your workplace opens up and wants you to come back, you can set a boundary around what's okay and not okay for you. I just coached a client through that the other day. You still have choice. Even if everything's opening up, You have choice around what level of comfort you have. Use your discernment now. Adriana's saying this time counts so much because it gives us the choice to better ourselves and grow. It's very true. Very true. Okay, so I really hope that you'll grab the freebie, your updated operating manual. Again, it's at nancylevin.com/manual. I just popped it in the chat again. nancylevin.com/manual, totally free. And it's a really step-by-step, simple to use guide. I take you through those 4 building blocks that we just talked about: telling the truth, growing your self-worth, permission to put yourself first, and setting boundaries that stick. And then for each of those, there are some exercises to help you really ground and anchor them and make them real for you. And I'd love to know your experience with the manual. So hey, pop into the Facebook group, Transform Together, and let me know if you're using it, how it's supporting you, and I want to hear from you. I love to be in contact and connection. Okay, so that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining. If you're catching this on the replay, all good. I hope that you'll grab the manual and pop in and let me know what you think about it, and we'll be back. We'll be back here again next week. That was like almost like a Bugs Bunny, like, goodbye, folks. I'm a little punchy, can you tell? All right, I love you guys. Bye.